Welcome to Sacred Wandering with Keira Brinton. My friend, this is a corner of the world where time stops, where the noise in our minds quiet, where we have soft hearts and we open our palms and we ask. This is a place where we receive. I invite you to join me as we wander through the sacred together. Welcome to Sacred Wandering. Good morning, my love. I want to invite you to take a nice deep breath in from the crown of your head down to the tips of your toes. And out. We're going to do it again. And today we're going to start by feeling gratitude. So I want you to think of one thing that you're grateful for. You're going to breathe in. And out. Then you're going to breathe in again. And this time I want you to breathe in gratitude for something that's hard. Breathing that in. Then on this final breath, we're going to breathe in gratitude for the things that we desire. And we're going to think and feel as though they've already been done. And then in this space, I'm going to read to you some words that I received in my prayer corner. Here are the words that I received. You have a fortification around you. No harm was done. A lesson was learned. Now go forward with more wisdom and awareness. This was for you. Don't sit in it. Learn and then move. There is much to do and no time to waste feeling shame. Remember, shame is the opposite of God. Walk with God today and you will be renewed. A message came in after a moment of, I feel like I had made a really bad mistake. And it kind of was. But you know what's so great is that mistakes are for us. Mistakes are here to strengthen our faith. They're here to teach us. They are here to remind us we're human. And I love this message where God's pretty much like, hey, it's fine, but you're not going to stick in this. You're not going to stay in the shame. Don't sit in it. There's so much to do. We don't have time for shame. And I did. I cleared out the shame for that mistake. And I felt as though I got back in alignment with God. And not even that I was out of alignment with God when I made the mistake. Actually, I feel like every day I am in alignment with God because every day, this is how I start my days. Every day, this is my focus. And I still make mistakes, even when I feel like I'm in alignment with God. Because everything is for us. What is my favorite phrase? Every problem leads us to the next right opportunity. And so it is with this. Shame is what hijacks us, not mistakes. Mistakes teach us. Mistakes make us. And so today, as we go into prayer, I invite you to pick up whatever recently you feel like has been a mistake, whatever you feel like you did wrong, whatever you feel like, oh, why did this happen again? Or how did I fall back into this pattern? Or all of the things that we shame ourselves for. So I'm going to invite you to pick it up, whatever that is, and you're going to put it into God. And you're going to ask God to transfigure and transform it. We're going to ask that it may be turned into the gold that only comes from the fire. And then I want you to just feel as though that weight is no longer on you. We're going to be in the deepest place of trust with God, that God is going to transform this into something great. And then we're going to ask that God will touch our cells to match the frequency of the miracles we desire. And in that energy, we're going to ask that God will place his hands on our heads, that we may receive the blessings that we need today. And we're going to breathe in and out. You're going to take a nice deep breath in, receiving all of the messages and all of the visions and all of the wisdom that is given to you. You're going to open your palms and you're going to ask God, what is the number one thing that must come through today, that I must do today? And then we're going to invite all of your angels and guides in and through the divine light to help you accomplish this action. We're going to ask them also that they may be of the deepest support of you today. And I invite you to ask them for help wherever you need help. You're going to ask them to come and help you do that. Whatever it is, whatever you feel like you're extended past the level of extension. It feels as though you are exhausted or tired or worn out, or something feels like an obstacle. You're going to ask your angels. You're going to say, angels, I need you to help me with, and then you're going to tell them what. And you're going to ask them to hold space and hold time and to open up miracles, whatever you need. I work with my spiritual team like they are my assistants. So I send them out with my Facebook ads, and I send them out to help me find the right clients, and I send them out to protect my children. Right now, I'm working with my angels to help my son get a new house to rent. I'm like, they are my team, that I can't be everywhere, but they can help me in all the different places. And so I'm inviting you to participate with your spiritual team at this depth and this level. And today, I want to remind you of how very important you are. I know that at times, our visions and our callings can feel far too big, and we can feel far too small. And it feels easier to want to go back into a cave and shut the door and maybe lock it and be alone. But that is not what we have been called to do or be. We have been called to rise, to be bigger than what we even imagined. And you are not alone on this path. For every spiritual creator, leader has walked this path. And one of my favorites is Moses. And when God gave him the call, Moses said, I'm nothing more than a grain of sand. Then he went on to part the Red Seas. And so if you feel like today that you are nothing more than a grain of sand, I tell you that you are amongst the called. But remember also what happens with a grain of sand. When placed into the belly of a clam, that sand is turned into a precious pearl. So while you may feel like you are only a grain of sand, do not discount what can happen with that one grain of sand. And with that, my love, I thank you for wandering into the sacred with me. And I will see you tomorrow morning, right here in our prayer corner.
Thank you, my love, for wandering into the sacred with me today. It is always an honor to hold this space for thousands of us to gather daily in sacred devotion. If you feel called to deepen this practice and join me live, I invite you to be a part of the Sacred Wandering Circle, a private, intimate space where we share our daily blessings in a Facebook group and gather once a month for a live 1-hour session. We come together to bless the body, to pray, and to receive. There is so much power when we unite with others who hold the sacred sacred. If your heart is nudging you, you can find the link in the show notes. And remember, you don't need anyone to help you hear God. You are the conduit. God speaks directly to you. And your prayer corner, it lives within you always.